What's going on, guys? Kyle from Only Football coming at you with a bonus episode. Some of the storylines, maybe some coaches ranting, injuries like Geno Smith, Joey Bosa, Aaron Jones, Jalen Ramsey, even on the game-winning interception. We're going to cover all of that. Keep you guys up to date with your teams and your favorite players. First, we hit you with the intro. All right, so the Chargers going into Lambeau Field and losing by 3 points. 20-23 was the final score, and it was a frustrating day for the Chargers. Head coach Brandon Staley was asked if he'll continue calling plays on defense, and well, I'll let you guys listen to how that went.
We got to bring this group together and do it consistently, okay? And that's where it's at. So you can stop asking that question, okay? I'm going to be calling the defenses, okay? So we're clear.
All right, so I think that's pretty clear, and he seems like a total dick in this moment, but things aren't going so well. The Chargers are actually 0-5 this season on games decided by 3 points or less. No other team more than 2 such losses. This has really not been the Chargers season. They're just losing all of those close games. They did have an opportunity late in the game, but like I said, they're just not making the plays that they need to seal the victory. Check out this drop that would have ended the game most likely with a Chargers dub had he have caught it.
Herbert, there's the pump. Johnston can't pull it in. It hit him in the hands at the 35 of...
Man, that's rough, right? If you're a Chargers fan. If you're a Broncos fan, who cares? They're not able to really figure out what's wrong with the Chargers. I think Staley should be fired pretty soon. Obviously, they just need a change up in the organization. I don't know if it's going to come from a new coach or maybe even a new GM. It seems like they have talent there, but once again, losing games that they really should be winning. I'll talk more about it tonight, but I thought Jordan Love showed a lot of improvement, which is encouraging for Packers. All right. Geno Smith is dealing with a bruise on the back of his elbow. Now, this is going to be our injury update. Dealing with the bruise on the back of his elbow, Geno came back out for the final drive, so that was really encouraging. But what's not encouraging is that they have a quick turnaround on Thursday Night Football, and they're playing the 49ers. So they're not maybe going to be able to have Geno Smith at 100% if they decide to go with him, but I guess it's encouraging that x-rays were negative and that he's going to be okay. Joey Bosa, foot, left game in the first quarter and did not return. The good news, x-rays were negative. It does not appear to be an Achilles. Probably a foot sprain is what all the doctors around him are saying right now. Very good news for the Chargers, who we just talked about all the problems that they're having. This isn't something that they can really afford to lose a guy like Joey Bosa. Aaron Jones' knee, the initial test ruled out an ACL tear, which was really good news because the injury looked more serious than it appears to be. It did not look good. Everybody kind of had that feeling that it was definitely an ACL, but it's been ruled out. I don't know if it, the severity of it, but he's not gone for the season. Good news for Green Bay. One thing that happened, as far as an addition, Joe Flacco just signed with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns signed quarterback Joe Flacco to the practice squad. I don't know how fast he's going to be elevated. I think it really depends on Dorian Thompson, Robinson, but at the same time, they may feel like, hey, we got a defense that is ready to compete for a Super Bowl. And maybe they just didn't really love everything that they saw. I still think they're going to go with Dorian Thompson, but I do think they want to have Joe Flacco there. So when the moment comes, or if it comes, that he's just not performing and the organization feels like they're wasting this defense that they have, they can put Joe Flacco in and he can come be their savior. Jalen Ramsey's okay after the game-winning interception. He was slow to get up. Everybody was really worried about it, but Ramsey ended up getting up and walking off the field, and everyone's saying that he's all right. So good news for Jalen Ramsey. And the last one, probably the biggest injury news. Talana Hamfuga, who I'm probably butchering that, but is the safety for the 49ers, and he is a really important piece on that defense. Probably the second most important piece besides Fred Warner. And speaking of Fred Warner, they asked him about the injury, and this is what he had to say about it after the game.
My heart goes out to Huff. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but obviously they're fearing the worst for him right now, and that's obviously my heart and prayers go out to Huff.
That goes for us too, and hopefully he makes a return by next season. All right, the Browns get their 5th win in their last 6 games. I think really that's just going to be one of those teams that stays in football games because of their defense, and they find ways to grind out wins at the end. CJ Stroud had his first game with 3 interceptions, but the Texans get the win and move on to 6-4. CJ Stroud, after the game, said something that I personally really loved. They asked him about him throwing interceptions and if his confidence is shaken. And this is what CJ Stroud had to say.
Took a couple of shots, but that's football. I'll be okay. And man, Steph Curry don't ever stop shooting. I'm gonna keep letting it ride. And I don't got no shame in my game. I definitely got to be smarter, but I don't. No confidence is taken away from me. I'm gonna keep letting it fly. There's things where it can go either way, and they got the better of me today, and that's just the NFL, So I'm blessed enough to come out here with a dub, and my confidence isn't going nowhere.
My confidence isn't going nowhere, but what I really loved was Steph Curry doesn't stop taking shots, so I'm not going to either. Love that. CJ Stroud and the Texans move on to 6-4. Stroud did have his first game with 3 interceptions, but the Texans get the dub, so I think it's all right. Detroit came back in dramatic fashion against the Bears. The Bears were on the road in the middle of pulling off an upset. I won't even say in the middle. I would say they're 85% there. Or you could say they were 99% there because the Bears had a 98% win probability on ESPN. That's when the Lions tweeted, "Never out of the fight." And they were right. Jared Goff leading 2 touchdown drives at the end of the game. The Lions are on their best start right now since 1962. All right. In 1954, they were 8-1-1. Now it's 2023. They're 8-2. And that ties 1962, 1956, and 1953. The point is, it's been a really long time since the Lions have been good. And the Lions are showing a lot of resilience. And this is Dan Campbell in the locker room after the dub.
Guys, holy shit. We are a resilient team, gentlemen. We are resilient. We're going to find a way to win. They freaking came out and they fought us, but we fought harder. And we went and got the win. That's outstanding. That's division win number 2. I got one game ball. All right, hey, listen, to make the rally that we did and to come back, man, we needed some stops. We get the stops. Offense, we go down, we strike. We need another stop, we get the stop. Hutch, where you at, brother?
Yeah, that was a good moment right there in the locker room for the Lions. Not so much for the Bears, but the Lions continue to roll. I'm really excited for tonight's recap episode where we're going to discuss so much more, including every single game. And before I go, I wanted to leave you off in my favorite moment of Week 11. Here it is.
They do. Vikings bring the heat again. Wilson throws up for grabs and it's caught for the touchdown by Sutton.
Yeah, that is a really, really happy feeling on this Victory Monday. Can't wait to see you guys later. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at FTBLONLYPODCAST. Follow us on YouTube at Only Football KR. That's Only Football KR, and it stands for Colin Rick. And speaking of Rick, we're going to have Rick tonight for Monday Night Football when we get a rematch of the Chiefs and the Eagles. Should be a great game. And then right after that, we break down every single game that we saw on Week 11. And please join us for that show. We love to see you there. And until then, Go Broncos.